Have you seen the recently popular animation K-pop Demon Hunters? I watched it recently myself and it was a lot more fun than I expected. What I especially enjoyed was seeing so many of my favorite landmarks in Seoul appear throughout the story. Among them, one of my absolute favorites is Namsan Seoul Tower. If you watch K-pop Demon Hunters, you'll notice this landmark shows up again and again. And in real life too, right in the heart of Seoul, it's famous as a romantic spot with breathtaking views, a cable car, and the iconic locks of love. But this place isn't just a tourist attraction. It's a landmark that carries a rich history and many secrets. So let's dive in and discover them together. Today, Namsan Seoul Tower is one of the most famous tourist attractions in Seoul. A 360-degree panoramic observatory, the iconic locks of love left by countless couples, a dazzling LED light show every night, and even appearances in movies and dramas. It's truly a landmark that anyone visiting Seoul is bound to see at least once. But the original purpose of this tower was completely different. When it was completed in 1971, Seoul Tower was built as South Korea's very first comprehensive broadcasting transmission tower, and at the same time it served as a strategic facility to block North Korean signals. As you may know, Korea is still technically in a state of armistice, not peace. And the distance between Seoul and North Korea is extremely close. Back then, in the early 1970s, the armistice had only been in place for a short time, and military tensions with the North were still very high. During this sensitive period, North Korean radio could be picked up all across Seoul, and in the northern part of the city, even North Korean TV broadcasts could be watched. That's why this tower was used to send out jamming signals to block them. So that's the real reason such a large transmission tower was constructed. Why did they have to block it? Because at the time, North Korean broadcasts weren't just entertainment. They were used as propaganda and psychological warfare tools. The South Korean government believed it was safer to block the signals entirely, so that citizens in Seoul wouldn't be influenced by North Korea's messaging. Right after its completion, the tower was shown to reporters. One newspaper article at the time wrote, "On a clear day you can see not only the Incheon coast but even Mount Songgak in Kaesong beyond the demilitarized zone." When President Park Chung-hee heard this, he reportedly said, "You can see Mount Songgak, then you can probably see the Blue House too." He was deeply concerned about security issues and immediately ordered, "This tower must not be used for any purpose other than broadcasting." Because of this, the observatory remained closed to the public for years. It wasn't until October 15, 1980, after Chun Do-hwan came to power, that it was finally opened to ordinary citizens. Born out of the tension of the Cold War, Seoul Tower gradually opened its doors to the public over time and eventually took on a completely different role. From the 1980s onward, it became known as a resting place for Seoul citizens, and in 2005, after a major remodeling, it was rebranded as N Seoul Tower. Through this transformation, it shed its image as a military and technical transmission tower and instead became a symbol of tourism and culture, with attractions like the observatory, cable car, and locks of love. But that doesn't mean N Seoul Tower is only a tourist spot. Even today, it still serves a function that not many people know about. At night, the tower's lights act as a giant signal for Seoul's air quality. From blue to red, the colors indicate how bad the fine dust levels are. Since Seoul can experience periods of heavy air pollution, the tower helps inform citizens about the city's air quality in real time. So behind the beautiful lights that shine every night, there's actually this hidden meaning. And there's more. Seoul Tower's charm isn't just about the observatory. For example, at the very top there's a French restaurant called N Grill where the entire floor slowly rotates. This means you can enjoy a meal while the panoramic night view of Seoul unfolds around you from the city's highest point. Beyond that, there are Korean and Italian restaurants, cafes, and dessert shops throughout the tower and plaza. So it's not just about going up to the observatory, it's a full-day cultural experience. That's why Namsan Seoul Tower isn't just a tower, but truly a landmark where you can see Seoul from its very highest point. In the end, Namsan Seoul Tower is far more than just a drama backdrop. It began as a strategic facility to block North Korean broadcasts, was once closed to the public for security reasons. And today it stands as both a symbol of Seoul and even an environmental indicator. If you visited, what would you want to see first? The dazzling night view from a drama scene, the wall of love locks, or the hidden meaning of its lights? Let me know in the comments and I'll see you in the next video.